Welp, y'all. I may be more stuffier now than I was before, and I've lost some of the coolness to the voice. It's just scratchy. But I hope you like this song. And I didn't forget about your plugged pooper. Because plugged poopers are a big problem. But this is one thing I just want to say. I'm not making a video right now of unplugging the pooper. Here's the thing. When it comes to doing things, fixing your car, fixing your house, or fixing your plugged pooper, sometimes you just got to say, I don't care if I mess it up. I'm just jumping in and doing it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it wrong, or I'm going to do it right. It don't matter. I'm going to do whatever I got to do, and I'm going to hope that when I'm done doing it, that it worked out okay. But even if it didn't work out okay, it's not the end of the world. I can start over. What do you mean you knocked a wall out unplugging a pooper? Who would have thought you could do that? But if I did, well, it just gives me an option to build a new wall. Come on now. And it ain't got to be that I go out and spend $1 bazillion, because there's stuff all around us all the time we can use to build stuff. I think that it's important that you realize that in this life, the most important thing you can do is not have that skill to do it, but have that ambition to do it. Have that mental fortitude that says, I just ain't going to back down. It don't matter what it is. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to do it. I'm going to press through till it's done, right? And so, I'll go hire a professional. Are you serious right now? Go hire a professional. I know they got to make money, and that's awesome to give them money. And if I hire a professional, that means I liked the person, and I had to look really hard to find something I didn't mind if they screwed up. And I just was trying to shuffle money over their way to help them out without them thinking I gave them charity. So now I've hired them. So if you're professional and I've ever hired you, I'm sorry. It wasn't for what you did this work. It's because I liked you and wanted to give you something to bless you. And I didn't want you to feel like I was just giving it to you, but I was worried you were going to screw it up the whole time. That's reality. I look at stuff and sometimes I struggle with perfectionism, and I struggle with wanting to be a perfectionist, and in my heart of hearts, I think I feel like I maybe could be a perfectionist. Who knows? But as I do stuff, I see the little things that everybody else does wrong, and it just drives me buggy. And I'm like, if it's going to be wrong, I can do that myself. I can go do wrong all by myself. I don't need to hire someone to do wrong, right? So, yeah, that's a little bit of a short way to say, go in there and just grab that toilet and just rip it for everything it's got. It's a plunger. You take a plunger. Now, this time of year, you know what? Maybe you got some frozen stuff in there. Throw some hot water in it, too. That's all right. But the point is, you're going to take that plunger. Little did you know, it sucks better than it pushes. So you want to make sure you have a good seal. And you got the little piece that goes down in there, and it's going to help seal it good. And you're shoving down and then sucking back and then shoving down and then sucking back. And what that's going to do is it's going to help clear the clog, whatever the clog is. And they work on sinks. They work in showers. It was a shower where I very first learned of the sucking power of the plunger. I went to the shower, and I'm plunging, and a hairball gets sucked up. And I'm like, a hairball came out. What? I was pushing down. And the reverse is then I have to pull up. And that sucked the hairball right out the top of a shower. I was like, wow, how incredible. See, it wasn't that I had some special training to plunge. It was just that I wasn't willing to stop and say, I'm not going to do that. And I think that's what it is with everything. Yeah, you might screw a bunch of stuff up. You might break a few things. It's true. And fix those, I want to build a doghouse. Okay. I didn't know you could make a trapezoid doghouse. I didn't intend to. It was supposed to be a nice, perfectly wonderful cube or an igloo or whatever you wanted. Came out wrong. Who cares? Did it work? Yeah, most things do. They're not, it's not rocket science here. And even rocket science, that's not really, it is rocket science, but come on now. Who has never propelled something across something else with something that was never intended? Like, oh goodness, look at there. I put a styrofoam cup here, and I took a balloon and aired it up as much as I could within the styrofoam cup and let it go. It flew the styrofoam cup. Rocket science. I didn't need any science. I just needed a willingness to keep trying until something weird happened. I launched a pop can with a firecracker. Rocket science. Yeah. So I say all that because the plunger could be rocket science for all I care. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it until it gets to where it does what I want done, which is it plunged. And let's say it doesn't plunge and it just doesn't come out. What next? Toilets are simple. There's like 2 or 3 bolts that hold the bowl to the toilet itself. There's a couple bolts that hold the toilet to the ground. Rip the toilet up off the ground, rip the bowl off the toilet. You could replace everything in that toilet in a half an hour, and if you messed up the wax seal at the bottom, you can fix that too. You can go through the whole thing. If the clog's down below that, guess what? Okay, now you're working. You got something down there. There's something. But you can tear a whole toilet apart in no time and do it. Why worry about that, Have you ever looked at the inside of a seat and looked at the fact that somebody just took a staple gun and said, I'm going to staple this fabric over here with some foam underneath it, and they'll pay me for that? Staple gun. And the seat's already got fabric. So I'm just saying, if you're going to go in there and do it, do it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about, do I get it all right? Did I get it perfect? Take those little imperfections and say, yeah, it's like that because I did it myself. What did you do today? Yeah. You woke up and you poured your own bowl of cereal. Did you burn it when you cooked it? Oh, you didn't cook. You just poured the bowl. Poured some milk in. Ate it. Yeah. When you woke up, you hit the snooze button like 5 times and you'd already lost going into the day because your first thing was you told yourself you're going to get up at this time, but you lied to yourself. You hit the snooze button and then there wasn't enough time to eat what you wanted to eat. Not to mention you hadn't prepared what you wanted to eat so you could get it cooked. So you grabbed that cereal, you poured it in the bowl, lost 2 is already underway. Yeah, you go out about your day and you do your normal everyday stuff and you don't try anything new. And you come home and realize you'd never even made your bed. It was a mess and you had to go home to that mess you left in the morning. What you gonna do? Right? You're gonna plunge that silly toilet and it's not gonna be a loss. It's not going to be a loss. And then tomorrow morning when you wake up, yeah, you probably are going to say, no, Mr. Snooze Button, you ain't getting me today. Get behind me because I'm getting up. I'm facing this day and I'm running into it. And then go get in your shower. Sing some shower music. Praise God. Thank Him for the very wonderful life that He's provided you with. That life that has an opportunity to reach people around you. Yeah? And thank Him for the ability that you could wake up without having to hit that snooze. Yeah. And as you're singing that music and you're praising Him and you're worshiping Him and you're just letting that Spirit flow over you, yeah, just kind of sit there and say, what an amazing life I have. And go out and attack the day. Don't let any problem sit there and say it's going to overcome you. I've never done it before. Oh, well, do it. Do it today. Today is that day. And maybe you're facing a mountain. Maybe there's a Mount Everest before you to climb. And it's a porcelain throne. That porcelain throne is your Mount Everest. Yeah. And you wield the most powerful tool in climbing that porcelain throne ever devised. The plunger. Grab it. Push it. Push it real good down into that toilet. And pull it back. Like I said, and push it back in and repetitively do that. Say, I'm getting you. I'm not letting you get me. I'm getting a win. There will be a win before I walk away from you, Mr. Toilet. And I'm probably going to have like dirty water all over the floor. I better take a shower when I'm done. I understand. Dress appropriately. But don't take that loss. You look that toilet square in the eye and say, I've got you. You're being got now. I'm winning. I'm going to win. Not the toilet video you wanted. I hope to later do a good plunging on the toilet video. I'm going to be 100% honest and transparent in this. Both of us here in this house have been a little sick, a little bit. So we haven't been doing the best job of cleaning toilets. And the last thing I want to do is be around sick people toilets for a fake plunge when it's flushing just fine. That's the last thing I want to do. Don't want a fake toilet plunge. I don't have a fever or nothing, just this stuffiness and sinus. Can you guys hear this nose that's just not draining? Anyway, goodness. These are the long videos. This is not a short. Not a short. So if you're getting to this point and you were expecting a short, you're probably upset. And anyone that knows me knows I go long. So it was just supposed to be a little talk about motivating you to want to plunge. Take the plunge. Take the plunge. You can do it. I love you. I love y'all. Whoever y'all are. But especially my subscriber. Love you. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.